Howdy everybody, I'm Terry Jordan. This week on Stock Show Confidential, we're going to take you back to Hereford, Texas, meet up with the Stockshow University professors. We're going to also introduce you to one of the great faces of this company, Mr. Dan Sullivan, and dive into the world of clipping and fitting. We'll also meet Mr. Jeff Sargent, one of the professors here at Stockshow University. Everybody stay tuned.
Well, I'm with Dan Sullivan, one of the co-owners of Sullivan Show Supply. You know, Dan, it's good to see you, and I know that you guys have put a lot of work into Sullivan Show Supply. Tell me a little bit about how that all got started.
Sullivan's Show Supply was an idea that my brother John came up with. I was actually going to school at Iowa State in between my sophomore and junior year, and he was out in Nevada working for a limousine outfit, and called me one night, had a little money saved up, and thought that he wanted to do something, and we talked about a few things and took over the basement and the garage and starting a show supply business. Sullivan Supply got started, and it was really all just really small in the garage of Mom and Dad's basement.
Well, you have two locations now. You have an Iowa store and a Texas store, obviously.
Yeah, I worked for John for about a year in Iowa. I went back to school and finished my schooling, which was kind of a tough decision because John would have had liked to have me stay. But I decided to finish off my education. I was going to be the first boy out of 7 of us in the family to get a degree.
Wow.
So I graduated in 91 at Iowa State, and then in 92, then we moved in and started a division, and I jumped in with a partner, John, in Sullivan Supply South down in Hillsboro, Texas.
You know, as we visited earlier, and you told me your mom's still involved with you guys.
Yeah, she's been behind us the whole time. Actually, Sullivan Supply is really a family business, and I got to give a lot of credit to our family because they've been a lot of support through the whole years, and a lot with Sullivan Supply. And when we first started in the basement of Mom and Dad's garage, it was really John and I and Mom that were really the starters of the Sullivan Supply.
Well, in talking about Sullivan Show Supply, and obviously this thing has grown tremendously, but now is the opportunity for you guys. We're actually at a Stockshow University graduate program here, and I know that's been a very important thing for you as far as being able to give back to the people that help you guys get started. And not only that, but the scholarship program. I know you guys gave out over $25,000 in scholarships last year.
Yeah, a few years ago, we knew we wanted to start doing something to giving back to the people, and we come up with a few ideas, and the scholarship program was one of them, and putting on some of these clinics and seminars for education people was something we had talked about. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. About 3 years ago, we decided we were going to try the scholarships, and decided we'd give out 20 scholarships at $1,000 a piece. And when we did that, we had no idea what that outcome would be, but we had over 850 applicants from all across the United States.
Wow.
And so we ended up giving 25 of them because we couldn't even get it down to 20. And we actually have a committee that does this for us. None of us Sullivans or our employees have anything to do with who pick the winners of them scholarships. It was overwhelming for us to see how many great kids that are involved in the show livestock industry, that they're involved in such other activities, and some of the best people in the country that are going out in the workforce are people that really come back to showing livestock.
Well, you know, in the scholarship program, and you talk about how many kids that applied for the scholarship, there's a little over 7.5 million kids in the United States involved in 4-H and FFA, and a lot of people just don't understand of how large a business that this really is. These kids are so well-rounded. They're not only just showing livestock, but these are the future leaders of America. There are kids that are involved in our churches. They're all district football players. They're in the band. They're cheerleaders. They do everything, and they're just such well-rounded kids.
We totally agree on that, and we have talked that among us at Sullivan Supply, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do Stockshow University and these scholarships. Is there? It really is true. There's some of the best kids in the United States come out of this livestock showing industry, and they are so involved.
Well, folks, whenever you're out and about, if you're at one of the major stock shows around the country, be sure and walk up and tell the Sullivan family how much you appreciate what they're doing, of them giving back to the community, of allowing these kids to go ahead and further their education with the scholarship program. Anytime that you're at a livestock show, go to one of the traders. They've got experts in their traders that will help you and give you the right advice and put the right equipment in your hand at the right time, and that will help you become winners. And here's hoping that we'll see you in the winner's circle. Coming up next right here on Stock Show Confidential, we're going to hear from the professor, Brian and Jeff, on how to properly trim and fit your steer's head and tail. We'll be back right after this. Stock Show Confidential is brought to you by the following sponsors: Sullivan Show Supply and Stockshow University, SureChamp, Showmaster Feeds, StockShowConfidential.com, Rogers Ford, and Paragon Bed Covers.
Sullivan Show Supply was established with the vision of producing more than just your ordinary show supply products. Whether it's fitting supplies you're looking for or the latest equipment, everything you need to make it into the winner's circle is right here. Don't just take it from me, take it from them. Sullivan Show Supply will be here before and after the sale.
Doc, being part of the crew and being around all those cameras all the time, I still can't get enough Stockshow Confidential. What should I do?
This is an increasingly common problem among people your age and has only one cure. I'm prescribing multiple doses of Stockshow Confidential, and watch past episodes and sponsor commercials. Read bios on Terry and the rest of the crew. Find out where they're going to be filming next. Look for familiar faces in the photo gallery, and find your next grand champion animal on Breeder's Corner.
Thanks, Doc. I feel better already.
On behalf of all the professors, we just really do appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedules and coming out and getting involved in an activity that we honestly think is top notch. Hey professors, do me a favor right now. Let's give these folks a round of applause if you don't mind. The things that we're going to try to cover, and we're going to get into some basic clipping, just roughing them out, getting them clipped, ready for a show. Then we're going to get into some fittings. We're going to get them fit for a show. We're going to get them clipped for a show. We're just going to try to hit the highlights and tell you the things that we need. You'll notice what we've done is we've secured this heifer. We got a strap underneath her neck. Why do we even go to the problem of shaving one's head?
So it looks nice.
So it looks nice. It's still a show, isn't it?
We can use a set of blending blades. They're medium blending blades. You can use these to shave the whole head. So I'm going to start out with these. So I've shaved the top of her face.
We're trying to bring out their strong points, and we're trying to cover up some of their weak points. So if I can make that neck look like it's from here to out there, as opposed from here to here, let's do it. So we're done with the head. I'd put the halter back on her, tie her head back up. Kind of a rule of thumb. There's their twist. You want to go up probably a handful, you know, center of that rump. Put your thumb there, put your hand there, whatever you got to do for a guide. And these blending blades is simple. Go all the way around the tail, make it just a perfect circle around there. I go right up the sides, all the way up. Get it all off the back. You see that a lot of times. Somebody gets the front, they always leave the hair on the back. So
This is where you want to make always a good tail head.
He's more or less creating an angle. And what he's going to do is he's creating that angle so that when you step off to the side, it looks like, instead of that muscle stopping here, it looks like it carries on out to where that tail head is.
So if you do that right here at home and leave the rest of that, if I was clipping it myself, I'd be happy. You leave all that right there. You don't have to do any bit more. Just this.
Creating an angle. He's coming out of the top of this tail head and creating an angle down to a point.
I want the cattle to be set up just like they're supposed to be if they're showing natural. Because if they're not set up right, you're clipping hair off, and all of a sudden then you set them up right, you've clipped off something that it don't look right.
Anyone familiar with animals of any kind has heard of mange. Now, mange is caused by a parasitic mite that eats the skin. Now, that can completely cover the body of the animal if left untreated and eventually lead to death. Let's hear from our expert, Dr. Casey Tweeten King, about this very deadly condition.
Hey, Dr. Bo, what's mange?
Mange basically in cattle is a parasitic infection, and what that is any type of like outside parasites. Lice is kind of grouped into that, as well as mange mites like Demodex, Coreoptes, that kind of thing. There's two different main groups, is biting and sucking, and there's some of them that are actually reportable, so it's very important if you see any clinical signs of mange that you talk with your local veterinarian.
How do I know if my calf has it?
The biggest thing you're going to see when your show steer has mange is the fact that they're going to be very, very itchy. It's severely pruritic. So what you're going to see is they're going to scratch on multiple different items, whether it's the gate, whether it's their stall, the fence, whatever. But you're also going to start seeing problems with their hair coat. Their hair is going to start falling out. And the other thing is if it gets bad enough, you can actually get secondary bacterial infections deep into the skin. So you have kind of a scaling, crusty look to it, and you can actually also have draining wounds, weeping wounds.
How do I prevent mange?
The biggest thing to prevent mange in your show steers is preventing the overpopulation, in small barns, that kind of thing. But the biggest thing is there's not a whole lot of prevention other than more population control and skin control, hair coat control, that kind of thing.
How do I treat it?
You can treat mange with a variety of different parasiticides. The biggest thing though is to talk to your local veterinarian about what it is that they recommend using. You can use some pour-ons. The only problem with some of those pour-ons is it can actually stain the skin. Not a problem in more of your production side of things, but when you're looking at the show side of things, it gets to be a really big deal.
Ready to reach the winner's circle? Coming soon to a cattle show near you. Stockshow University is a free educational clinic open to all youth and adults, brought to you by Sullivan Supply. Clinics range from convenient hour-long sessions to comprehensive, in-depth, 2-day graduate programs. The best and most talented professors in the business will focus on all areas needed to achieve that championship look. Visit us today at www.sullivansupply.com for more information.
Raising and competing show animals takes more than good nutrition. It takes determination, dedication, and hard work, traits that are hallmarks to leaders. And that's why Showmaster is proud to feed the potential of the youth leaders through their educational programs, award programs, and support of the 4-H and FFA. Showmaster Feed continues to build the legacy of building champions through their innovative feed programs and nutritional research. Showmaster Feeds. Feed their potential.
Hello everyone, I'm with Jeff Sargent, one of the professors for Stockshow University. Jeff, tell us a little bit about what Stockshow University is all about.
Yep, Terry. Stockshow University was designed to be a free educational type clinic that is a chance to give back to the youth. Sullivan Supply, they came up with the idea some year and a half ago and wanted to just give an opportunity for all the support that had been shown to them for years after years to go ahead and just promote some of these ideas and get some of the educators out there that are known in the industry and just give them a chance to give back to the people for their support.
Well, you know, obviously a lot of cost, a lot of expense goes in because this is obviously a free seminar for these kids. It doesn't cost them a penny to go to this.
No doubt, there are a lot of expenses involved and incurred by Sullivan Supply, but again, we just think it's an important part for us because we see the need for the education today. You know, our youngsters, there's a lot of activities they can be involved in out there. But honestly, if you look at the numbers and you look at the involvement, that there's definitely a huge interest in raising beef cattle and in stock showing in general.
Well, tell us, whenever these kids come into one of these programs like this, it's really a hands-on experience for them. What are they actually going to get to do?
Well, the way this one's designed, this is what we call one of our grad clinics or our grad program. And the grad programs are 2-day basically type seminars, and they are the hands-on ones. They are the ones that they're going to get in there and they're going to get to wash their calves and they're going to get to do the daily work. They're going to get in there and do some actual body clipping, some actual show preparation, some fitting. And then again, we'll break it down into some showmanship seminars, and they'll get to do that hands-on. And then we'll get into the selection and the feeding and some nutrition parts of it too.
Well, I tell you, we appreciate what you guys do. I know it's an important part for the stock show industry, and we really appreciate Sullivan giving back to the youth of America.
It's a neat program, Terry, and hey, we're just proud to be a part of it. And honestly, we look forward to more of these educational clinics in the future.
Well, if you're around the country, folks, and you have the opportunity to go to one of the Stockshow University programs, I promise you that you will not go away disappointed. A great opportunity for these kids to actually learn and get some hands-on experience. So here again, here's hoping that we'll see you in the winner's circle.
It's often said that great design takes something ordinary and turns it into something extraordinary. A Paragon truck bed cover is functional, tough, and visually appealing, all at the same time, and yet we haven't sacrificed a single detail in designing and making it.
You know, whenever we hit the trail to go to a major stock show, we trust everything that we own is protected by a Paragon bed cover.
Sullivan Show Supply was established with the vision of producing more than just your ordinary show supply products. Whether it's fitting supplies you're looking for or the latest equipment, everything you need to make it into the winner's circle is right here. Don't just take it from me, take it from them. Sullivan Show Supply will be here before and after the sale.
You know, Sullivan Show Supply, the leader in the stock show industry as far as show supplies are concerned. They're always coming out with the latest and greatest innovations.
Jeff, as we think about all the different products that Sullivan Show Supply has at one of these locations, let's talk a little bit about some of the specific products that you guys kind of focus in on to get these kids really off on a good foot.
Sure, you know, Terry, we kind of break it down pretty simple. What we try to do is maybe in just a daily care type products, then show preparation type products, and then of course, you know, some specialty items from that standpoint. For example, like in our daily care, probably two of our most popular items are our Clean Sheen and our Revive. And basically what those products do is they're used on a daily basis, just like we say. They put some things back into that hair coat that maybe we're stripping out when we're washing those cattle. They put a little oil, just a little shine, put a little hold, hair set type products back into those cattle's, into the cattle's hair on a daily type basis.
Okay, well, once you get past that part of it and you got your animal good and clean, and let's say you're getting ready to go to the show, maybe focus in on just a couple of products that would really help these youngsters get maybe a little bit of an advantage whenever they go into that show ring.
You bet. Of course, we have a variety of glues that you see for the shows that allow you to still glue and groom the calves to the maximum. When we put those in different strengths, Sullivan Supply has done an awesome job as far as creating different levels for different times of the year, for different cattle hair situations, and for different expertise as far as what the user is capable of using. We have different strengths for that, for all different environments. And then of course we have a variety of paint that allows the exhibitor to match the color of that calf with a little more detail when that's provided.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but at some of the shows the paint is not allowed.
That's exactly correct. Terry, we do stress to all exhibitors, make sure you understand the rules and what the rules are for those shows, because obviously all of them are a little bit different from time to time.
Well, you know, and I notice you've got a lot of different combs laid out. Let's touch a little bit on some of the new combs that Sullivan Show Supply has come out with.
Well, one of our latest products, it's kind of a combination tool. It's kind of, again, one of those specialty items. It's our smart comb down here. It allows you to have a different blade and still use the same handle. That's one of them put together. And what the purpose for these are again, different types of hair coats, different types of seasons, just different types of cattle in general. One's going to pull a little more hair, a little thicker type hair. One's going to work better with a little shorter, a little tighter type individual calf. So that's kind of the idea behind those specialty items.
Now, one of the new products that you guys have is called the Wonder Comb, I believe.
It's called the Wizard, actually, Terry. Yeah, that's again a very specialty item. One of those that we've found that we're really having a lot of success with, and the professors and the people using them have a lot of good ideas about them as far as prepping those cattle when you're gluing those legs or maybe gluing the tops of those individuals. It really helps to go get that hair that's a little bit harder to manage or maybe just wanting to lay a little flat. You can get in there and get that hair coat pulled up very nicely and make it very natural looking.
So, you know, that's pulling up those little bitty fine hairs that maybe they're not getting to with one of these.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Now, after we get through with the show day, obviously there's some things that go into tearing these, what we call tearing the cattle down a little bit, of getting all these adhesives and everything else back at them. Let's talk a little bit about those products.
Sure. A couple of different varieties that we have. Probably one of our number ones is the Hocus Pocus. It's very friendly. It does a great job of breaking that glue or any type of products that you've got in those cattle down. Does an awesome job of that. And it's still very user-friendly, not only for the exhibitor, but for the individual animal as well. It's soft enough on that animal's hide and on that hair that you don't get into any trouble, but yet it's strong enough to break the glues and the paints down.
Well, folks, if you happen to go to one of the shows, be sure and stop by a Sullivan Show Trailer. These guys that are in the trailers, they're experts. They'll answer any of the questions. They're very approachable people, and they'd be glad to help you with any of the questions that you need, and they can put the right product in your hand at the right time. Well, friends, we just wrapped up a two-day graduate program here at Stockshow University. I'm Terry Jordan, the host of Stockshow Confidential, and here's hoping that we'll see you in the winner's circle. Be sure and check out StockshowConfidential.com. Now, if you have an interesting story, we'd like to hear about it. And also be sure and check out our Breeders' Corner. We have the top, goat, pig, lamb, and steer breeders listed there. Check it out.